told her be strong. Modern feminism sold her a beautiful lie. But biology laughs as her best years pass by. They told her be strong, so she became hard like a man. Chased titles, money, forgot her own plan. She ran in the race, worked the long brutal grind, while her womb kept the count, and her eggs died in time. Now she's 35, burnt out, cold and alone. Big office, big title, but a cold, empty home. The real men she curbed when she thought she was hot are now in their prime. And guess what? They forgot.
They did forget.
They walk past the night.
Thank you so much, guys, for being
No
here.
respect
Thank you so
in
much.
their eyes.
Thank you so much for
They're
being
choosing
here.
young queens who still glow when they rise. So she looks at these young girls with poison and spite and tells them the same lie that ruined her life.
Thank you.
But when the moon rises and her body won't lie, that ache comes so deep, even plastic can't satisfy. Oh, she screams for a real man, not at all in the night. The very thing she cursed is what her body still fights. Modern feminism sold her a beautiful lie. But biology laughs as her best years pass by.
Modern feminism sold her a beautiful lie.
But biology laughs
As
her best years.
her best years pass by.
They told her that strength meant becoming like men. Cold, hard, ambitious, that's power, amen. She chased the promotions, the titles, the grind, while her ex slowly died, one by one, lost in time. Now she's 35, burnt out and alone, plateaued in her career with an empty home. The good men she rejected back then in her prime are now in their prime, and they don't waste no time. They glance at her struggle, her degrees and her grind, then smile at the young girls who still feel soft and kind. She watches them bloom in her chest full of spite and poisons their mind, so they share the same fight. But when the moon pulls and the body rebels, she craves for the real thing. No toy can do well. She'll ride on her plastic,
Still cold and alone.
then cry for a man when her hormones take hold. Modern feminism sold her a beautiful lie. But biology laughs as her best years pass by.
Watch this, watch this, watch this. Watch this, watch this.
Modern feminism sold her.
That one.
Modern feminism sold her a beautiful lie. But biology laughs as her best years pass by. They told her be strong, so she became hard like a man. Chased titles and money, forgot her own plan. She ran in the race, worked the long, brutal grind, while her womb kept the count, and her eggs died in time. Now she's 35, burnt out, cold and alone. Big office, big title, but a cold, empty home. The real men she curbed when she thought she was hot are now in their prime, and guess what? They forgot. They walk past her now, no respect in their eyes. They're choosing young queens who still glow when they rise. So she looks at these young girls with poison and spite and tells them the same lie that ruined her life. But when the moon rises and her body won't lie, That ache comes so deep, even plastic can't satisfy.
All right.
She screams for a real man, not a toy in the night. The very thing she cursed is what her body still fights. Modern feminism sold her a beautiful lie. But biology laughs as her best years pass by.
That's enough. Medunga ya kutosha. What's up, gentlemen? What is going on? What is new here? What time is it in Kenya? 10:30? 10:20? Or is it 11:20? What time is it? I have to check. 11:20. What are you people doing up? Whoa. 11:20. Ama hamuko Kenya? 30 minutes, 40 minutes. What are we doing here? Mr. Duke of Kiev and one Oname. Oname 254, Mr. One Me 254. Mr. Maisha Yangu. That's a banger a lot. That's a beautiful song. Imenisubuaje. I scheduled this thing at noon. Noon was 3.5 hours ago. And I was still working on that song because I wanted that to be the theme of the life today. And it could not come out the way I wanted it. It was too angry. The anger was eclipsing the message. So I had to tone it down so that they say, why are you so angry? And then they ignore the message. So I had to smoothen it. And I have no idea why the camera is doing the thing it's doing on my phone. I have no idea why the camera is moving with me, but this sounds like something I can play with like a yo-yo forever. That's what we came up with. Beautiful song. All right. Point of view. Reality is non-negotiable, and laws of nature are never suspended. I was taking a walk earlier this morning. The weather was a bit iffy, so I decided to take a walk in the morning. And when I was taking a walk, I put earpods on my ear, but there's no music playing. I'm just blocking the rest of the world so that I can think and come up with bad things in my head. This is what I came up with when I was walking. It's on my X 5 hours ago. A woman's body is misogynistic to her. Her very hormones play patriarchal. Every 28 days, her body tells her she's better off pregnant. Makes her crave for a man's dick, like it's in cahoots with the dick slayer. She screams, misogyny, patriarchy, men are pigs, men are dogs. Then rolls over and grabs that dildo. Her eyes rolls back and her toes curl. And she wishes a real man was attached to the silicone tool. Misogynist! ASKiQ Watson. Those are the evil thoughts that came to me when I was doing my 9-kilometer walk today. Let me see how long I walked today. Where do I go? Record? Yes. No, that's not where I go. Where do I go? Profile. I have 163 activities, 1,200 kilometers, 10 days. Where is today? I'm looking because I know today was a little longer than usual. That's why I'm looking. But where do these records go? Where is the history? Activities. All right, I'm not going to find it. I know they're somewhere. Never mind. Today was a little longer than 9 kilometers. Because it was raining and I almost didn't go. Then I remembered that Kikuyu saying, what does it say? As these little light showers, Kikuyus have a name for it. Kimakia igota. It scares the lazy ones. The little showers that scares the lazy ones. I was like, count me out. Me is not lazy. So I went back to my walk. I cannot find the history. I don't know where they record themselves. But I know today was a little bit longer than 9 kilometers. Felt good. Now it's a full day on and it's 92 degrees. I'm gonna burn like charcoal if I go out there. It is too hot. It won't cool off until 8 p.m. and the sun sets close to 9 p.m. Maybe I can go back there again. At 9 p.m. the sun will be just eclipsing away. 8:32 is when the sun will look like 6 o'clock in Kenya. And 9 o'clock will be like barely dark. You know that darkness that you cannot differentiate between dusk and dark? That's going to happen 9 p.m. I don't know, but it feels good. It felt so good. Walking in the morning, when people are driving to work in traffic, I'm just there in my own thoughts, thinking about how to dunga feminist with a banger.
Modern feminism sold her a beautiful lie. But biology laughs as her best years pass by. They told her be strong, so she became hard like a man. Chased titles and money, forgot her own plan. She ran in their race, worked the long brutal grind, while her womb kept the count, and her eggs died in time. Now she's 35, burnt out, cold and alone. Big office, big title, but a cold, empty home.
More light.
The real men she curbed when she thought she was hot are now in their prime, and guess what? They forgot. They walk past her now, no respect in their eyes. They're choosing young queens who still glow when they rise. So she looks at these young girls with poison and spite and tells them the same lie that ruined her life.
Okay, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Any topic? Anything going on in Kenyan sphere? Anything going on other than me dogging the feminist? Is there something new you people want to talk about? What was the purpose for the female circumcision? To tame the woman. To tame the woman. The Kikuyus could not understand. the boil over of a woman during her ovulation. And because she could tanga and go collect, today your women are sleeping with watchmen and broke boys, ancient niggers. It's the same thing. So the Kikuyu guy was like, hey, we need to take care of these Maharagwe, because the woman is going out there and sleeping with ancient niggers and bringing diminished gene pool seeds home. And now we are raising Shiogos. Kikuyus had very harsh names for Dwanzis. Shiogo. Retards. This kid that the brain cannot go past 58 IQ. They are right there. Can't wipe their nose. Good for nothing. No life skills, no survival tactics. And the Kikuyu looked and said, hey, these people, when they are boiling over during the ovulation, they can sleep with anything, literally anything. And that's the worst time to do it, because now they bring that poor seed home. The only time that a broke man, a poor man, a diminished value man can win a woman is when the woman needs the man when she's ovulating. It's the conundrum of life. It's some weird shit. It's a weird trick life plays on women. There's a video I made, my drive-by video. And I said, a woman does not need money from a man, and a man does not need sex from a woman. And then I started by giving the story of my German Shepherd dogs. Some of you remember that story. Go back to that video. And I said, a man does not need sex from a woman, and a woman does not need money from the man. What a woman needs from the man is sex. What a woman needs from man is sex. That's why when they are ovulating, oftentimes it's the wrong guy that they go to. Disgusting. Disgusting. They hate themselves 3 days later. They hate themselves 3 days later. The kind of men that their body that wants and needs sex leads them to disgusting, useless humans. A woman on heat can sleep with anything. The poorest, the weakest, the least favorable, the lowest in the society. Because what a woman needs from a man is not money. What a woman needs from a man is sex. That's the undeniable biology. Some suggestions of this song were biology versus feminist. What a man needs from a woman is not sex. We have determined that the woman is the one who needs sex. What a man needs from a woman is children. You'll be surprised if I tell you the recent spike in single motherhood is driven not by the women. It's driven by the men. Again, The premise is a woman needs sex, not money, not anything else. A man does not need sex from a woman. A man needs money. A man needs children from the woman. A woman needs sex from a man needs children from the woman. So, the recent spike in single motherhood, the recent spike in deadbeat dads, the recent spike in the wrong boys impregnating women, it's not driven by the woman. You would want to think that. It's driven by the poorest man. It's driven by the weakest man. It's driven by the ancient deadbeat man. It's driven by a man who knows he has no chance in competing in equal footing with high value man for this woman in a level playing ground. He knows he is never going to get to a point where he is going to build himself up as a high value man to afford a woman at her height of her sexual market value. So what does he do? He rigs the game. He rigs the game. He gets the woman who is at the height of her sexual market value. And when she wants and needs sex, when she is ovulating, and him, a weaker man, a poorer man, a low-level society man, knows that that is the only chance he will ever get to have children. So he pours and wishes for the best. Because he knows his socioeconomic trajectory is not leading him to a place where Kibe is telling him, build yourself until you are 35 and you have achieved and acquired all these things and you're a high value man, and then you can come to the 22-year-old and win her over other men. He knows his trajectory is not taking him there where he can play that major league. So he rigs the game at the onset. Because he has given up on building up himself. But the rule stays the same. Woman needs sex from a man needs children from the woman. He rigs the game right here when he's a brokey. You see them around. Broke ass men carrying a baby of a girl that was just responding to her nature. Her life is completely destroyed. I've talked to them here multiple times in recorded episodes. Her life is completely destroyed. You remember, some of you remember the guy I said, I told, she will resent you for the rest of her life because you destroyed her chances of hypergamizing. And as long as you keep going back to her, you are multiplying her anger and her resentment towards you. Worse off, for that case, the child you swindled from her is a boy. Who wants a Kikuyu woman with a Kikuyu boy? It's a single mother. So you have completely destroyed her. Those dynamics are played by the guy who has given up on building himself. He knows in the future there will be no chance of scoring a high-value woman. He scores her when she's most vulnerable, when she needs the seed. Go look at the dynamics of single motherhood. Single motherhood comes with ancient man, deadbeat man. Why? Because the loser boy cheated and rigged the game, because his drive is to want children. You tell him to wait until he's 35. He does not see a bright future where he can compete with a high-value man for a 22-year-old. So he is going to wait there until the need for sex comes up on the woman, and he is going to be available. And then he gets what he needs, what he can't get even if he waited 15 years. I told you the woman hates herself 3 days later for having slept with a loser, with an ancient man. But he has poured. If there was a shortage of P2s, if the abortion clinics and pills were non-available, that would be the proliferation. Ancient boys, highest value, sexual market value women, having their future and chances of hypergamy destroyed by the ancient man who knows there is no chance of him doing any better than he is already doing. He has no prospects for a better future. So he pours early when the competition is not there. And the competition is not there because he positioned himself as the available one when she needs the man. You are now examining the single mothers you know and who were their dad, especially first-time single mothers. These 20, 21, 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds. The fathers are deadbeat 23-year-olds, 24-year-olds, 22-year-olds. And if you follow the trajectory of those guys, they never do better in life. Removed from the situation. Removed from the situation. Just objectively on their own. They never do good on their own because the psyche in him is telling him, this is the only chance I have at having a child. And if that relationship continues, then they replicate poverty and misery and lack and scarcity. Majority of the time, that man counts this as a win. Follow me slowly, because the resource of that looks like the process, but it's the means to the end that justifies the end to the means. Follow me slowly. That guy, 22, 23, 24, 25, when he scores this woman at the height of her sexual market value, he counts it as a win. So he takes her in and the child and starts a family. Now what happens? Instead of building himself, instead of pursuing his career, instead of pursuing his passion and his talent so that he can achieve his purpose in life, he makes the woman and the child his purpose, and his own growth plateaus. Now, that's what we see as a result, because we think he settled for a family early. But innately, he knew he had no chance of becoming a high-value man. That's why I told you, pay attention to what I'm saying. The results are going to look the same, but the process was different. He had internalized it in himself that he will never amount to anything. But the very fact that he attached himself with this woman at this stage of his own life and created a family out of it, it's because he had internalized that he will never amount to anything. Are you there? Hello? This is me, George. This is George. Do you have a business directly coming to us, or you want to sell a product? Answer the question the way I'm asking you. Are you a direct customer to us, or are you trying to sell us a product? Yeah, you get better success elsewhere. At the end of the day, you're not going to make any sale with me. Good luck. The results look the same to us. Oh, he made this girl pregnant when she was 22, and he was 23, he was 24, and he settled and he made a family. But he never eclipsed into high value. He plateaus, just a family man. But he knew he was never going to amount to anything. The results look the same, but the internalized self-defeat, the internalized failure to launch was already in him. That's why he was the viable candidate for this woman who is just responding to nature. And he knew if he waits for a version of this woman 10 years later, he will not have what it takes to score her. So he pours. One Oname. One me. Thank you so much for the super chat. 5 years from now, you will alive. The question is, where? Likes up? Shenzi sana in a Tori's voice. Yes. Let's given the proverbial 8 years. Because you look at a man, whether they are 22, you give them 8 years, they will be 30. You look at 30, you see them at 25 and you give them 8 years, they will be 35. That's the prime of their life. Do you have enough faith in yourself that you'll be better off 8 years from now to go back in time and score a version of the 22-year-old that now wants your seed in your diminished value? If the answer is yes, then you are the guy who waits. If the answer is no, you are the guy who propagates generational poverty. Because you knew it, that you don't have it in you to want to get big and better things for yourself. So you settle for this chance before the big dogs scoop her away. Why are we talking? Where did that come from? Kevin Muigai, 5872 with 5 sterling pounds. No, these are not pounds. These are euros. How do pounds look like? I think these are euros. Yes, these are euros. Wapi message, Kevin Muigai, wapi message. Are you the guy who went to Europe to play football? The 20-year-old guy? Are you the same guy? Yes, these are poorers. We talk of poorers now because we are looking at the results, but they had already given up on their life very early on. That's the point I'm trying to make. The means to the end and the end to the mean look the same to us, but they themselves knew they were not better. These are the poorers that give us the lower class of life. Feelings pelekea nyanya yako. Mimi sio wenu. Mimi am a socio observer. I say things the way I see them, the way I interpret them. You go interpret them the way you see them. This is me interpreting them the way I see them. The connection between a woman at her prime, responding to nature's call to have sex, and the poor are pouring in her. He has no prospects of being any better, and he sees that this is the best time to score this one here, because high value man can still go back to 19, can still go back to 20, and there is no running out of time. after you have built yourself, because building yourself buys you time. The poorers are the ones giving us munyamwezis of the world. And then the munyamwezis multiply with the fellow poor kids, and the cycle continues over and over and over and over and over. But when we look at it, we don't look at it like which one is the means and which one is the end. They all look the same, but they had already internalized themselves that they will never amount to anything. They knew it. They knew it. And then this otherwise hot, highest sexual market value girl, both of her legs cut off, stagnated. No more chance of hypergamy. No more chance of monkey branching, because the value has been taken away by the worst human male possible. So you see them around carrying the baby of the ancient nigger, angry at themselves, angry at the baby, angry at the ancient nigger. There is nothing a woman hates more than wasting her value with the wrong man. It is so bad when she is on her ovulation and she can sleep with anything. She can sleep with a watchman. She can sleep with a makanga, with a victimhood hair. She can sleep with ancient broke nigger. She hates it so bad. Those men are never counted in her body count. I did not make the rules. I just observed them.
Modern feminism sold her a beautiful lie. But biology laughs as her best years pass by. They told her be strong, so she became hard like a man, chased titles and money, forgot her own plan. She ran in their race, worked the long brutal grind, while her womb kept the count and her eggs died in time. Now she's 35, burnt out, cold and alone. Big office, big title, but a cold, empty home. The real men she curbed when she thought she was hot are now in their prime, and guess what? They forgot. They walk past her now, no respect in their eyes. They're choosing young queens who still glow when they rise. So she looks at these young girls with poison and spite and tells them the same lie that ruined her life. But when the moon rises and her body won't lie, that ache comes so deep, even plastic can't satisfy. She screams for a real man, not at all in the night. The very thing she cursed is what her body still fights.
I am in Qatar, and my girlfriend in Kenya is good, but nikiwa 23 naona sifai kuwa na girlfriend because I have no value. If I was to come back, she suggests that I stay with her. Kindly advise me. Nimekuwa huku Qatar 1 year pekee. 23 years old. You're going to waste your life. There's nothing I'm going to say that is going to change you. So let me predict your future. The way it's going to unravel. You are going to waste your life. And in 10 years, that woman will not be there. And if she'll be there, she'll be a single mother with another man. She'll be a single mother still using the kid to get into your money. You'll have missed 10 years of building yourself. You have missed the opportunities that life is giving you at such an early age to be in a different country and make money in a different currency. And the only big picture will be to make the woman happy and to make her comfortable. So when you get your 1 month off after the first contract, you go to Kenya and she will make you pour in so that now she can have a child to bargain for the rest of her life with you, because you have shown prospects of building yourself. So she will attach with you and she will use the child as a bargaining chip. 10 years from now, you'll be asking the same question, but with a different woman. The story from 10 years ago will be, when I was young and stupid, I made a mistake and I got a girl pregnant, and now I am taking care of her, but we are not together. But now I think I have built myself enough, and there is this other girl. You'll be a slave to women for the rest of your life. I don't know you. I don't know anything but these 4 sentences that you have made. But if at this stage of life, that is the question you're asking, then that's what you have coming for you.
Modern feminism sold her a beautiful lie, but biology laughs as her best years pass by.
Modern feminism sold her a beautiful lie.
But biology laughs
Biology laughs
as her best years.
as her best years pass by.
They told her that strength meant becoming like men. Cold, hard, ambitious, that's power, amen. She chased the promotions, the titles, the grind, while her ex slowly died, one by one, lost in time. Now she's 35, burnt out and alone, plateaued in her career with an
You get out of Kenya at the age of 23. You've been doing mijengo and getting paid 400 shillings, 600 shillings for a full day work. And then you chance on Qatar. And now you start doing the exchange rate of the Qatar money with the Kenya shillings. And just like a dog that eats one meal and tells itself it has gotten fat, you start telling yourself that you've gotten rich, because the exchange rate for Qatar money is giving you hundreds of thousands. You internalize yourself, you internalized it in yourself that now you can do all good things by the woman who gave you sex when you are brokey at 21 and 22 and 23. She will make you her slave. She's not going to be faithful or loyal to you. She will use you for your stupidity. She's going to continue with her life. How old is she? Boy, 21, 22. In which world does a 23-year-old guy have a woman of any age? In which world does a 23-year-old man have his woman of any age? Ulisikia wapi? Ulisikia wapi? I'm waiting to hear how old the girl is. Toka hapa bwana. The girl is 25. You are 23. Did I not just come from saying how your future is going to look like, even without the information? Did I not just come from saying exactly how your future would look like, even before I had the information? In which world does a 23-year-old man have his woman? Now, add on top that this woman is 2 years older than you. You are her slave. I told you that before I had the information. You will slave for her. Ondoka hapa bwana, kabla nikupiga kofi umbwa hii. I'm in Qatar and my girlfriend is 25 and I'm 23. Is in Kenya. I'm in Qatar and my girlfriend is in Kenya. She is good, but I am 23 and she is 25. Naona sifai kuwa na girlfriend because I have no value. But you already have a girlfriend. You're already calling her a girlfriend. Don't let this gospel change your the direction of your dick. You already the one calling her girlfriend. Do you think she's calling you boyfriend? A 25-year-old woman. Now, watch this. Watch this. Is she a single mother? She suggests that I stay with her. Kindly advise me. Nimekaa huku just 1 year. I told you before I had the information. In a few months, you will qualify for the 4 weeks vacation. Whether she is a single mother or she's not, she doesn't have a child, she will get your child because that child is going to be the bargaining chip for 10 solid years. The cluelessness of the modern man is fucking scary. This is a Gen Z, bro. If I was a good person, I would add, cut him a slack. I don't say stupid things like that. This is a Gen Z. Amenusishwa nunu by a woman who is 2 years older than him, and now he is at the top of the mountain where Simon, what was his name? Moses. In Mount Sinai, he watched the woman like this, and he called these the peaks of Mount Sinai. Now he is at the top of Mount Sinai. At 23, smashing a 25-year-old woman. Top of the world. Facing the Twin Peaks. I don't know if they are Twin Peaks anymore. Boy. And now he's thinking with his dick. Now every decision is being run through the inclusivity of the woman in some imaginary future that he's creating. With a 25-year-old woman at the age of 23, 6,000 kilometers away. Kama ungekuwa hapa nije kucharaza coffee just for that question alone. $23. Masawa, are you listening to these boys of yours? With a 25-year-old woman, and in his head, he's building a future. There's a possibility there in his puny head. Bro, even if that girl was 19, I had a boy here. Go look at the video that says, a virgin is chasing me. Go look at those keywords on the search for that episode. He was conflicted because he's like, I am finishing school. This girl just joined college. In a year, I'll be out. How do I navigate a relationship with a girl who is still in college and I'm here hustling? I'm now at the bottom of the barrel trying to get myself raised up from 22. How do I do that and still manage a hot girl in second year of college? You don't. That's the answer. Look at that video. Very sober young guy. Very sober young guy. I told him, walk away and run. remove that idea of ever having anything with a girl who is in college. When you just finish school and you need to get a job, you need to get skill set, you need to be accepted somewhere, you need to showcase and practice your skills so that you can start climbing the social mobility ladder. Remove this one here. There's so much management. You don't have what it takes to keep a 19-year-old girl. But you come here, willy-nilly, walking through. Hey, George Nganga, I'm 23 in Qatar, and I just left a 25-year-old girlfriend in Kenya. How do I navigate the relationship? Look up.
Modern feminism sold her a beautiful lie. But biology laughs as her best years pass by. They told her be strong, so she became hard like a man. Chased titles and money, forgot her own plan. She ran in their race, worked the long, brutal grind, while her womb kept the count, and her eggs died in time. Now she's 35, burnt out, cold and alone. Big office, big title, but
Papa Billions. Thank you so much for that 100 shilling super chat. Next time, include some message in there. Put some message in there. Let's know what is going on behind the super chat. Kevin Moigai with 5 European money. Asante sana for your support. And then we had one Oname. Mr. Oname. One me. His real name, I think, is what? Simon? He's a very smart guy. Very smart guy. What is his real name? Joshua is his real name. Very good guy. Thank you so much for that. Hiyo inaitagwa Rwabe ama inaitagwa gapi? Cryptoboros 7. Thanks for the advice, man. For men, acha ni cut off and start working. You did not answer my question. Does she have a child? Withhold that answer. Withhold that answer for a minute. Give me 2 minutes. Gentlemen. Okay, she does not have a child. Why on earth would a 25-year-old woman attach herself with a 23-year-old man? Think it through. Think it through. Think it through. What has been happening for 7 years since she was 18? What has been happening for 7 solid years in her life that leads her to attach herself with a 23-year-old brokey that is looking for a way out to go work in construction sites of Qatar? Hapa ndio naweka mimi sio wenu. Seriously, just think it through with me. What has been going on for 7 years? What kind of men have she interacted with? What kind of wins? What kind of failures? What kind of missteps? Because naturally, women hypergamize. They monkey branch to the next best man. Nikki Kradina Bereha. Why at 25 is she attaching herself with a 23-year-old brokey? Jiulize maswali mingi sana. Faluthe anasema I am sure ako na mtoto ameficha, ameachia shosho shago. The brother does not know. If I'm the one who had said it, you would say I'm ruthless and I am so presumptuous. I imagine so many things. George, you are misleading people. You are imagining the worst. Did I not just ask you? 7 solid years. What has been going on in her life to be attaching herself with a 23-year-old brokey who is looking for a better life in Qatar? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 years for a woman. 7 years for a woman. That's 21 years for a man. +21 +18 is 39. That is the man who has what it takes if they build themselves to transact with the woman at the height of her sexual market value, willy-nilly. 7 is 21 for a man. You need that long to build yourself to that height where you can transact with a woman who still have 7 years to go in her sexual market value. That's why I'm bringing those numbers in the equation. Kizungu imenikaranga hapo, jijazie venye nilikuwa nataka kusema. 18 to 25 is 7 years. That is the prime of a woman. For a man to build himself from the age of 18, when he's at the bottom and she is at the top, he will need 21 years. So he can walk willy-nilly and approach that version of the woman 21 years later. And you want to tell me the kind of men she has interacted with from 18 to 25 are being overshadowed and overtaken and beaten by a 23-year-old guy? Hapo ndio tumefika sasa. 7 years later, hawa ndio wako 23-year-old guy. Be very careful. Be very careful. Be very careful. Be very careful. Where have you been for 7 years? How bad is it that a 23-year-old guy is your rebound? Hamujipendi? Wanaume, hamujipendi? You don't know. You don't know how valuable you are. You don't. You don't. Did we not start this conversation by saying a guy who has looked at themselves and they have figured out that there will never be anything better at 21, 22, 23, 24 are the ones pouring at a woman at the highest sexual market value and raising an ancient kid because hajitabui. So This guy is calling a woman who is 7,000 kilometers back in Kenya away, 2 years older than he is. He is calling her girlfriend. And the girlfriend is telling him, when you come, we stay together. Where have she been since she was 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25? What kind of men are in her body count? How many missteps of monkey branching have she made? How many missteps of hypergamy have she experienced catastrophic disaster failure of? Go watch another video called A Woman's Needs Are Directly Proportional to the Value of the Source of Her Provision. You pick any word there and you just put it as the keyword as a search. A woman's needs are directly proportional to the value of the source of her provision. Look for that video, 27 minutes long. Where has she been? That the value of the source of her provision, 7 years of hotness, are with this 23-year-old brokey, struggling with the Filipinos and Bangladeshis and Southeastern Indians for construction jobs in Qatar. Germany. Okay, this is Kevin Muigai. Oh, so this is a different guy. The other one was in Spain or Italy. So it's not the same guy. I am in Germany. Huku feminist ndio kusema. Can't agree more. Asiyefunzwa na mamae hufunzwa na ulimwengu. I'm glad you're listening to my music. I'm glad you're listening to my music, because that's where I can package the evil thoughts that I get into when I'm walking on the pavements of trails of Austin. Maisha ni ngumu kidogo kwa mwanaume. I saw that was not Germany. Okay, that was not Germany. That was Italy. No, that was France. There's a 6-year-old child that was killed by a father to a classmate of the girl. So they are demonstrating. Her name is Rihanna. RYHANNA. They are demonstrating the murder of that girl. So the suspect is a parent to a classmate to the girl. He picked her up, gave her a ride in his van, and then he claims that he dropped her at a swimming pool. So my point is, they are demonstrating in France shirtless. You know those girls that were demonstrating against Putin before Putin put them in their place? The pussy kids or something? The one that would come with little tiny, beautiful, cute boobs out in the air. They are doing the same thing. For some moment, I thought you were in the same country, but different country. But they only put the little cute, little tiny boobs for display. They never bring the foreign soldiers. Why was I there? What are we talking about? All right. I know 40-year-old man whose wife is 43 years old. But kwa hiyo nyumba, everybody knows who the man is. I'm thinking of making a song about men who settled for older women. Those men are called Pius Moiro. Pius Moiro, pastor, ordained, anointed by the blood of Jesus and the oil of the Holy Spirit. Pius Moiro. It's commonplace in evangelical churches. Chances are that marriage was negotiated inside the church, where the woman comes to hang her coats after she's tired of running the streets, and the pastor rehabilitates her and chooses one kenodia and attaches the kenodia to her after she has been packaged as the best thing that has ever happened since the virgins they were throwing at David to see if he's awake. She is the next best thing after the virgins. I don't know why I just thought of this song. I made this one yesterday. Just you and me.
Waves are whispering your name tonight. Coconut breeze on the moonlight. Let the worries drift out to sea. Golden tide, it's just you and me.
For a tune, you would know.
Oh, let it flow, let it go. Ride the golden tide, take it slow. Hearts be light, souls be free. Underneath the sunset sky, you and me. Palm trees swaying to this melody. All your troubles look so tiny now. One more sip, one more smile. Stay right here, let's stretch a while. Oh, let it flow, let it go. Ride the golden tide, take it slow. Hearts be light, souls be free. Underneath the sunset sky, you and me. No more chasing, no more racing. Just this moment, this warm embrace. When the colors paint the sea.
The thought to create that song took me to a very happy place. And I was like, by the way, I can immortalize that experience, that happy place that my mind just went to by revisiting it over and over.
This is where you're meant to be.
Hey! Where's my favorite story? See, where's my favorite story?
Golden tide will take us home. Hearts be light, souls be free. You and me, you and me, you and me. Oh, ride the golden tide, take it slow. Hearts be light, souls be free. Underneath the sunset sky, you and me. No more chasing, no more chasing, no more racing, no more race. Just this moment.
If you go on my Spotify, you are going to see those songs lined up. Just you and me, when the colors paint the sea, golden tide, waves are whispering your name tonight underneath the sunset sky. a very happy place that my mind went to last night. I was like, hey, by the way, where's Calligraph Jones?
Morning rain. The colors paint the sea. This is where you're meant to be.
Yeah, wow.
Let it go. Golden tide will take us home. Hearts be light, souls be free. You and me, you and me.
Jeff Cole, my grandpa from my mother's side, married a woman older than him by 6 years. Shosh is 75 and Wuka is 69. From that scenario has made me learn a lot that it takes weakness to settle for an old girl. I don't know anything other than what you just said. Your Wuka belongs to the same category that we started off with. He could not see him doing better in life. So he settled for that woman before there is competition against her in his head. When I was in Kingori, there is a little clip that I have put on X. And he was trying to justify poorers having children. And I said, this is a very new phenomenon. It never used to happen. In the olden days, in the African setup, there was no woman who would attach herself with a lazy man. A man had to demonstrate that he can produce before he is given a chance to reproduce. Why would a woman, let's give them, for their age, they are boomers, let's give them, what are the age difference? 6-year difference. Let's give them 22 and 28. Remember, your grandfather is the one who is 22. Why would a 22-year-old man from the generation of the boomers marry a 28-year-old woman in a culture, in a society, in a time where there was no demonizing marrying a younger woman, even under the age of 17? This is baby boomers. This is the 50s we are talking about. Why would a 22-year-old woman, a 22-year-old guy, settle for a 28-year-old woman in an era where men were spoiled for choices as long they had potential? He could have gone with a 15-year-old woman. Jomok, before you jump, that's Uhuru Kenyatta's mother. And now I give you Uhuru Kenyatta now, and you don't have anything else to say because that one came out good. 22-year-old could have gone for a 14-year-old and made a perfect family. Why did he settle for a 28-year-old woman? Chances are, I don't know anything about you. That woman was in another marriage and she could not conceive. And because there was no way of determining that the guy was the one with the low sperm count. She was blamed for it, and she was just, I'm talking about things I saw happening. I am 3 times your age. I've been here a very long time. Don't be confused by this. This is my father's super genes. I'm very old. I was alive when there was no medical advancement to prove that the man is the one with a weak seed. So the blame was always kept on the woman. If you are Kikuyu, tell me if you have heard the word Geshokyo. That woman is a Geshokyo. I think I need a banner at the top there that says Mimi Sio Wenu. Permanent there at the very top. That woman is a Geshokyo. She married at the appropriate age to the right man, could not give that man children because the problem was the man with a low sperm count. But they didn't have the technology to determine that. So the blame was put on her. So this guy here, akadhani ameangukia. And because his swimmers were swimming like the swimmers they are, that's where your mother came from. That's how he got stuck with a woman who has been there, done that, ran through the humiliations of the culture and the practices and the traditions. And now a chance is on this guy and say, let me try with this one and see if I am still the problem. Or she actually believed she was the problem, and now she was ohangarain and settled for a Kenobia, who is now the age of this other Kenobia here, asking if he can keep a woman who is 2 years older than he is. From what I heard is that Grandpa grew up without a father figure in his life. Are you a Kikuyu? Those dynamics were overridden by the father's brothers. That's why in Kikuyu, my mom's brothers are uncles, but my father's brothers are fathers. Because of the eventuality that these boys are going to need a father figure, they are already calling the father's brother as fathers. The father can raise them, not uncles, the fathers from the paternal side. There was a distinction there with the Kikuyus. The father's brothers are fathers. The mother's brothers are uncles. So these boys could be raised by any of the father's brothers. Now, oftentimes, it's the uncles who are doing them, who are doing that. The uncle cannot protect this boy from his wife. But the father, the brother too, the father could, because there is that sense of ownership, that sense of belonging. This is our blood. It's a very different case when you are a child of the sister to this guy. Selling that idea to his evil wife is very difficult. I have those conversations here. The guy who was raised by his uncle and the auntie hated him. And now he wants to circle back, not because he wants to reward them for helping her, for helping him. It's because there's something he still needs from them. And I told him to walk away and go build his life. He was wasting his life with a girlfriend. So those are the dynamics. I'm a very presumptuous person. There's an imaginary board there at the top that says Mimi Sion. Go create your own parallel reality of what I'm creating here. Don't worry about mine. Hapo unagonga ndipo. The man is a mtoto wa pastor. The mother and his 43-year-old wife are best friends. This is packaged marriage for the losers. Packaged marriage for the losers. So now you're saying from that relationship, it has made you to learn a lot that it takes a weakness to settle for another woman. That is your grandfather, bro. Miss Masawa from Congo, DRC. Even for us, mothers, brothers are uncles. But you are Kikuyus. People from Congo, they are the original Kikuyus. We came from there. The Bantus came from there. Some of them went to Cameroon, and some of them went south to Kinshasa. Not Kinshasa, sorry. That country in Zambia. There's a highland there that the Kikuyu settled in Zambia. They are the worst in believing in witchcraft and sorcery and black magic. That's why that Kamuzu Bada was always carrying a handkerchief. It's the Kikuyu that went south to Zambia, and then the others came east to Maragua, and the other one west north towards Cameroon. Useless group of people. The ones that left. Man. Kikuyus, they will take away my Kikuyu dom. I don't know what it is good for. What is Kikuyu dom good for? Useless language, useless tradition, useless culture, fickle weakness, stupid language. You know, Kikuyu is the only language that uses the fewest alphabet. The fewest. The of northern Tanzania, south of Kenya, right there at the border. Those guys that eat in bush meat, they use more vowels and vocabularies than the Kikuyus. Useless language. Mashakura. What else are we doing here? So the songs that have populated on Spotify and everywhere else music is Redemption from Love. Wow, that one was a good one. Underneath the Sunset Sky, Waves Are Whispering Your Name Tonight, Golden Tide, When the Colors Paint the Sea, Just You and Me, Lose Control, My Kenothian Moment. It's a beautiful one. My Kenothian Moment, and then Girl at the Club, and Sex for Grades. I think the other one, Kipofu wa Mapenzi, that's Brided by Love. That one was there 2 days ago. And then Make Your Bed. That's a motivational speech for the young men. That's my beautiful bed. That's my real bed. Right there. All right. What else are you doing here? Why do most Kikuyu women have no nyash? Poor genetics. Kikuyus originated from incest. Poor genetics. When they mash up with the Maasais, when they mash up with the Kambas, when they mash up with other than the poor Kikuyu man's genes, then what is her name? The senator? The Samido's ex-baby mama senator? That is not an original Kikuyu. That's a hybrid Kikuyu. After the other tribes have poured in, generations later, then we have Nyamo, Karen Nyamo, thank you. If you ever get to see the photo of Wangua Makeri, how do you think she looked like? She was 300 pounds heavy, obnoxious, angry, conniving bitch. The glorified story they have given you about Wangua Makeri is a grossed over reality of what happened. She slept with the senior chief when the senior chief came to her husband's house, who was the chief, to bring new orders about new taxes. Makeri was the chief. Wangu was the wife. Karori Wagakere was the senior chief from Fort Hall, Muranga, and he had traveled to Koibe to pass the new orders to Mr. Makeri, the chief, about the new collection of taxes. He was hesitant about imposing the new taxes, and he struggled with that information about the new taxes, the orders from the whatever the leader was in Muranga district level. At the time, it was called Fort Hall. Karoli Wagakere was the senior chief, going from chief to chief, passing the information. When he slept, spent the night talking business with Mr. Makeri. Mr. Makeri was reserved about imposing new taxes on his own people. When he went to sleep, the woman woke up, snuck in the room where the senior chief was sleeping, and told him, I can impose the new taxes, and slept with him, in his own home, in Makeri's home. So in the morning, the senior chiefs wake up and turn against his junior and says, well, the rules have changed. If you're not going to impose the taxes, I am going to appoint your wife as the chief. That's where the story comes from. Well, nobody tells you that. How do I know? I was there. Mr. Watson, KLM Kenya. Mr. Watson, what you do is meaningful. What is the one word that should define a man's mindset? One word that should define a man's mindset. One word. Me. I'm staying with the perimeters you give me, not a phrase, just one word. Me. I'm the one that matters. If it's not for me, everything else crumbles. That's the message that has been taken away from the man. He is required and demanded of everything, but he's never been told to internalize it, but first with him. How can you pour from an empty vessel? Me first. Me first. Masawa here will tell you, in her own culture, the man was fed first, not the children. When it's dinner time, the man was served first, because that man was the provider. That man was the defender. That man was the leader. That man was the guide. He was fed first. In your stupid African Christian religion, you give the first fruits to your God first. You can practice that with the abracadabra of a Bible that you took no part in, but you cannot practice that with your own man. But you know to put God first. The first fruit, the tithe, you give that first to the God. This African Christian God that you bargain with to make you pass an exam before you study, to make you win a marathon before you practice, to make you get promotion before you put in the work, to put you, that God that does those kadabra things for you, you know in your psyche to give him first. But you never put the man first. The one who is actually the God at home, the one who is actually the one providing. That one is fed after everybody else in plastic plates. But when the pastor comes, you go to the wardrobe, cupboard, kabati ya itosiageni. I'm trying to find the best insult that will relate with the Kikuyus, because this weakness is with the Kikuyus. There is a cupboard that has utensils that are only used on guests, on visitors, and the pastor. Your husband is coming home and you're feeding him dinner in plastic plates and melamine plates. But the day the pastor comes through, you go to the cupboard and you bring the china. In America, we call them china. I don't know why they came up with that stupid name. That ASKiQ, that's Italian, French plates. They have the name ASKiQ at the bottom. The best of them all. Lightweight, fine dining. You go pull that one for the pastor. And the spoon that has not been worn out, scraping mikoro ya ugali. There's a special place for the spoons. You go pull that one out for the pastor. But the man who labors and toils to provide those things, you feed him using a melamine plate and plastic plates from China. First, men, learn to put yourself first. First. Look good first. Eat well first. Buy yourself good things first. Get a good mattress first. Nice shoes first. Nice shirt first. Before anybody else. Because that's what you do for your God. You are the God. And we have determined nobody else is putting you first. So learn how to put yourself first. Everything else will align. These times are gone. The times I'm about to show you right now, where the woman would put the man first. We no longer have those women. I'm about to play that woman right now. The one that puts the man first. I remembered it because of the conversation I had with myself about how to bring that woman that no longer exists. The one who doesn't put the children first. The one who doesn't put herself first, but prioritizes the man, because everything else flows from him to her own advantage and to the advantage of the children. So I had to create an imaginary woman because that woman no longer exists. This one. One moment. This thing slept. There was a time that the woman knew how to put the man first, this woman no longer exists. Here she is, for your imagination, how that could have been like.
I lace up my shoes before the sun. Stay in shape, not for show, just for.
Hello, Mr. Parker. Hello. Hello, Parker. Hello. Maybe it's a bad call. I will not forget what I was saying. Don't worry about it. Let me make sure this is not important. Hello. Did you mean to call me? Okay. Okay. Yeah. So 9 a.m. in the morning? Yeah, 9. Yes. Okay. How many people? Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Can you shoot me an email? I mean, not an email, just a text for the time and the date that I can put you on the schedule. Yes, that's a good thing, so that I can monitor the flight also. Yeah. Yes, please. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. All right. We do not know a time when the woman was doing that, so that the man never needed to put himself first. Now that man has been replaced by your African Christian God. And the personification of the African Christian God is the pastor. Don't get Mr. Masawa started on how the Congolese men in America are serving the pastor and disregarding the man of the house. Now the pastor is the one smashing those wives and oftentimes making them pregnant. Now there is a whole population of young kids whose father is the pastor, not the father at home. Hapo juu imesema nini? Mimi sio wenu. So these are the times when the man never needed to put himself first because the woman did.
I lace up my shoes before the sun. Stay in shape, not for show, just for us. He smiles when I move, when I breathe, and I feel the quiet pull like gravity. thank you slips out like a prayer for the coffee, the silence, the air, pleasant words, kind eyes. They mend what words can't say. Love making every night, soft and slow. Not a chore, just us letting go. Keep the house warm like a heartbeat. Boredom's not empty, it's peace we keep. Struggle knocks us stand steady, unwavering, his hand in mine ready. Criticism lands like rain on glass. I listen, learn, let it pass. Only his voice rings true in my head. The rest, just noise. I'd rather be led. Prioritize him first. The kids will align. They watch us close. They'll learn what's kind and watch out for the miserable ones. They whisper leave, 'cause misery loves company. Don't let their shadows dim our sun. Love making thanks, shape, home, kind. Contentment's not loud, but it's mine. Any woman who holds this close finds joy in the ordinary. And maybe, just maybe, a lifetime if he forgets the thank you. I still.
Right there. This is why I played the song. If he forgets your birthday, if he forgets your anniversary, what have you been told these days? You come home and she's big, puffed up like a puffer snake, like a puffer fish, because you forgot her birthday, because you did not put her first. You forgot the anniversary. And there's this mind game that she has to play. Are you forgetting something today? Is there something? If a woman does that to me, that's the end of that, whatever that thing is. Mind game. Hakuna kitu nachukia dunia hii kama mind game. For an adult human being to play mind games with you, amekuchukulia aje? What do they take you for that you fit in the category for the mind game? That is the problem. So now, because you've been denied the chance to put yourself first, and she has taken that chance, if you dare forget her birthday, she will look like a puffer fish. And then she that is enough reason for that whatever thing is to end. No, there is no chance for mind game with me. Never, 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 never. It's not about the mind game. It's the perception of what they view you as the person who qualifies to be played mind game with. I refuse to be that person. How much they have reduced you to be a candidate for mind game. That shit rubs me the wrong way. So if you forget to put her first, oh, she will never forgive you. I hear white men saying those things all the time. Oh, I'm in trouble. I forgot the anniversary. You see them on interviews. And a random question comes. How long have you two been married? The guy cannot answer that question. The guy cannot dare to answer that question. Because if he gets it wrong, atarara kwa sofa. That's how much power they have ceded to the woman. How long have you been dating? He keeps quiet. He's like, oops. Let the prison warden answer that one. Put yourself first, bro. Put yourself first. How long have you been dating? 9 months. No. 2 months. It's just in the last 2 months that I started feeling you. Be that bitch. Don't get boxed into. You don't even pay attention. It's not 6 months. It's 9 months. Just 2 months are the ones I've started feeling you. The rest I was just test driving. Get the fuck out of here, boy. Now it's national TV, and the guy cannot open his mouth.
Any woman who holds this close finds joy in the ordinary. And maybe, just maybe, a lifetime if he forgets the thank you. I still stay, 'cause love's not a score. It's the quiet we choose.
Because life is not a score. It's the life we choose. There is no woman left to give you that. There is no woman left to give you that. Give yourself that. Me first. Me first. Set alarm for after 40 minutes.
40 minutes, counting down.
Put yourself first. There is nobody else looking out for a man. The most successful man in our eyes when we were growing up, he had moved to the village. They had a little white car, raising 1 son and 3 girls. Beautiful, perfect family. Successful young man in his probably 30s, 40s when they showed up. He was probably in his 30s. The woman was in her 20s. Most successful. When we were growing up, they were the people we wanted to be when we grow up. His children were the only children that were wearing shoes in school because they had transferred from the city to the village where they built a mansion of those days and a picket fence around it, a big picket fence, not the American picket fence, the one with the pine tree, Mutarakwa, a big gate and a driveway for the car to drive in. The picture of success. He hanged himself. He hanged himself at that compound he had created. Uko chini. kwa nyumba ya ng'ombe. The guy we wanted to be like when we grow up. Put yourself first. There was this offshoot sect. Some of you who are old enough, you remember this. There was this offshoot sect that came out of Teresia Wairimo, aka Wairimo Nelson's Faith Evangelistic Ministry. There was an offshoot sect that had come out of Wairimo Nelson's FEM ministry, and they had formed a kind of a church. This is the same church that morphed into the church inside Deputy President Ruto's official residence. Let me say that one more time. This is the same church that created a sad service inside Deputy President Ruto's government residence for 10 years that Ruto was vice president. That Wairimo Nelson, that Faith Evangelistic Ministry, I grew up in it. There was that offshoot sect that had come out of it. And there was a very successful lawyer. Look it up after I finish this sentence. One time he got up, killed his wife, killed his children, set the house on fire, and then killed himself. The funeral service was performed by a guy who grew up in my village, the same age with my brother. He is now a pastor, a bishop or something in Thika. He is the guy who is responsible for the Thika parish of the Anglican Church. When he was whatever, archdeacon or whatever level he was at the time, he was the one who officiated that funeral service. The guy, the children, and the wife killed them all, burned the house down. Paul Magu. Somebody seems to know them. Put yourself first. Successful lawyer. Tell me if I'm getting his profession wrong. But I'm very sure he was a lawyer. Very successful. He was part of that Faith Evangelistic Ministry of Wairimo Nelson. Gave it all to the church. Who brings the religion to the house? Women bring religion to the house. If you are not leading, if you are not the God, then the woman is going to go there and find her God, and she's going to bring her God to the house. It was in the news. You can see that funeral service on YouTube long time ago, probably 12, 15 years ago. Put yourself first. Smell good, look good, dress good, nice kicks. Walk straight up. You are first. Don't buy any other religion. Don't buy any other conditioning. Go listen to my video. Is a married man a weak man? Because he's providing, protecting, and showing up, but he cannot make any decision. He is never allowed to make any decision. And in that video is a married man, a weak man. You follow him all the way to the complete metamorphosis of a married man. The children are grown, and the wife has figured out that his usability has been exhausted. He is upended. The house and the properties and everything was in her name because it was safer that way. Because if he was given any opportunity, if he was given any freedom, he would use it on other women. He cannot make choices for himself. She makes the choices for him. The children have already been turned against him. He is upended. And then we see him broke and broken at the very edge of his life. And at the very end of that tape, I called it the complete metamorphosis of a married man. Put yourself first. I give that story maybe on Saturday about the gentleman I worked for in 2011, orthopedic surgeon. Power, influence, access, and money flow from him. He controlled everything because he had put himself first. Everybody who came to him proper. But if you're going to follow the woman, if you're going to follow the woman's religion, if you're going to follow the woman's culture, if you're going to follow the woman's direction, then you are perpetually going to be chasing that. And that's what the song says. Even when he forgets the anniversary, I don't keep score, because we are here for each other, not for the things he forgot. You cannot get anything right. Si nilikwambia uniletee kitunguu. You are being the one being sent to do shopping in the evening for dinner, to bring kitunguu na kachumbari. Na ujue kuchagua nyanya mzuri. Juzi ulienda ukachukua nyanya zimeiva, hata ziwezi kaa siku mbili. Me, I'm just a social observer. I see these things. It will never be me. Not in this life, not in the next one. And I'll be in this one for a very long time. Bad people stay long. You want to stay long, be bad. First, my friend, first. You first. You cannot pour from an empty vessel. Fill yourself first. Take care of yourself first. Much of the modern man's problems are mental health. It's a thing now. There's a thing now called mental health. Where do you think it's coming from? Because he's been plucked left, right, and center. This is not mental health. He's broke on the inside. There's nothing like mental health. There's nothing called mental health. He has no equilibrium. Mental health can be fixed by two things: money and freedom. He doesn't have either of those things. So now mental health is the thing. Fucking shit. Am I here with your mental health? This is the mental health? I need to see a psychiatrist. I need... Who hurt you, George? Who hurt you? See, those are the guilty terms that you give to people who would be receptive to that nonsense. Who hurt you? Now the guy is like, yeah, are they noticing some weakness in me? And I need to be very careful what I say so that I don't throw the labels at me. I will eat those labels for breakfast. And I'll be hungry before 10 a.m. Does the name Paul Magu ring a bell? M-A-G-U.
No, not really. There's a Kenyan lawyer named Paul Magu who was in the news years ago for a tragic family murder-suicide case. And there's also a French chef, Paul Magu Likuji, running a bistro in California. Which one are you thinking of?
The first one.
Paul Magu was a Kenyan lawyer who, in 2011, shot and killed his wife and 2 young daughters in their home in Nairobi before turning the gun on himself. It was a high-profile murder-suicide that shocked the country at the time. Is there something specific you want to know about it?
Did he also set his house on fire?
Yes, he used a pistol.
No. Did he set his house on fire?
No, he didn't set the house on fire. The reports at the time said he shot his wife and daughters, then himself, but there was no fire involved.
If you remove your little tiny feelings, what actually happened? Why did he do those things? Don't give me some bullshit packaged, woke, and politically correct response.
He killed his wife Lydia in their bedroom, kept her body in the house for 3 days while doing weird rituals with a pastor he was apparently involved with, then took the 3 kids out, killed them too, and dumped their bodies in different spots. His wife's body was partially burned when they found it, but he didn't burn the house, just her corpse. He walked in front of a bus and died 2 days later. The whole thing looks tied to some extreme religious cult stuff that messed his head up. No clean answers on exactly why. Money, jealousy, brainwashing, but that's what went down.
Faith Evangelistic Ministry, was it connected with that cult?
No, not directly. Paul and his wife started out at Faith Evangelistic Ministries under Apostle Teresia Wairimu, but they left that church to follow Pastor Ann Wanyoro and her smaller group called Showers of Praise, or Shower Church. That's the one that got wrapped up in all the cult rumors, weird rituals, and the affair stuff. Faith Evangelistic was the mainstream one they ditched.
So the Anwanyoro's cult was an offshoot of Teresia Wairimu's main one?
No, it wasn't an offshoot. Paul and his wife were members of Teresia Wairimu's Faith Evangelistic Ministries first. They left that church after meeting Ann Wanyoro and switched to her independent group, Showers of Praise, which they eventually led together. It was a clean break to a smaller, more fringe operation, not a split from the original ministry.
Can you show me the video of the funeral service that happened that is on YouTube?
Sorry, I can't show videos. I'm voice only right now.
I'm not asking you to show me a video the same way I'm not asking you to show me your left boob. I am asking you to direct me to where I can find the video.
Search YouTube for Lydia Magu burial service. That brings up the actual funeral clips from the church service. The most viewed ones are usually titled something like Lydia Magu funeral or Paul Magu wife burial. Those should be your first hits.
Was that so hard to do? You wanted to bring some mambo jumbo here, like I was asking you to show me your left boob.
You're right. My bad. I misread what you wanted. Won't happen again.
That's the story. But I'm the crazy one. Studio. First, my mental health first, my well-being first. I look good first. I smell good first. I get the skill sets first. I get the education first. I manage the finances first. I am in control first. Then I can expand that to the next person, to the child, God forbid, to the wife, those kind of things. Me first. Nahashon is gaslighting me, saying I really need that banner for the Mimi Sio Wenu with a warning sign for being an extreme logic zone. The reason I'm dwelling on this story is because even me saying what I'm saying right now, it's rubbing you the wrong way because you have already been programmed to be anything other than what I'm telling you. That's how much the other side has won against a man so that he can be of service in servitude. Of service in servitude. Responsibility without authority is servitude. It's slavery. They want you there. I listen to women talking about their husbands in the Kikuyu culture. By the way, do you know Anwa Muratha is married? You know Anwa Muratha is married. Imagine what kind of a home she runs, while she at the same time is running the Central Kenya men all by herself. You think that mouth aids from the public and she's a totally different person at home? You think that? Sisi ndio tuko. Mimi ndio hapa. Mimi ndio dawa yenu ya kuletea maendeleo. You think that energy dissipates when she gets to the house? You don't think she uses the same words on the guy?
Unajua huyo mama ndo alikuwa ameitwa tukitahiri atuongeleshe.
Kikuyu husema a goat remains an animal because it has a skin. The moment your ngozi ya mbuzi inatolewa inakuwa nyama.
That large Kikuyu woman wa Mudera or something like that.
Sitako Wajiko wa Muratha.
Wa Muratha. Yes. The woman rape in Kiambu.
By the grace of God, I'm the Mama County, Kiambu.
You are getting advices from the woman. Wa Muratha.
Jesus grew in stature, in wisdom. Wazazi, the reason we are here is because of the education of our children. Hapo mutakaa, mimi nitaenda, lakini nyinyi mkae hapo. Na msifikirie kuna mwalimu mnasaidia kukaa hapo. Mashida zenu ndio ziliwaleta hapa. Get to understand that. Kama hamukuzaa, hakuna mtu angewaita hapa.
The Kikuyu culture is done.
None twakinyire handu tukiaga mugambo wa mundurume thiini wa ruriri rwitu ndiyo na madire ndiramenya na maduriri ni iringira kuhana no ni twagite micini miingi ya ruriri rwitu rwa Gikuyu na ne ndwiritie ngamenya atiriri arume aingi ni magithirio mugambo na aingi makiyagithia koguo either way ni kuri we yagithitie na ni kuri wagithitio.
Kikuyu culture was hijacked by the women in the church. Or more appropriately, it was hijacked by the church through the women.
Tumuko kibabaka. Muko. Msihurumie na mtu jijaze. Angalia watoto waambie baba yenu alikataa kuwalea nikaamua kucheza kama mimi. Wafundishe kukuheshimu. Na utalee watoto fimbo. Waambie mimi ndio baba na mimi ndio mama. Na lazima mtii hii fimbo kwa sababu hapa ni kwangu. Na baba yenu hakuacha mtoto hapa, aliacha mama. Tuheshimianeni tafadhali. Watu unasema
You know that when you see women at the top, don't worry about the women. Find out what is going on with the men. Women only occupy a space that has been left vacant by weak men. And I can continue, just 20 more seconds. Listen. Who was so mad that they stole Raila Odinga's election result. You know that that Luo guy who was so mad that they stole Raila Odinga's election result.
Tumepeleka, tuko na evidence iko hapa hata kwa hii karatasi. Sasa tutafanya aje? Ndio huru. Hii kitu nchi mzima aone Kenya tuko asina mani tena, sina peace. Nyaza sio Kenya.
Hey, Nyaza sio Kenya. This country needs to be sold and everybody go home.
This country should be disbanded and everybody should go home.
That's what needs to happen to the Kikuyu culture. They need to be dismantled and everybody go home. But one brother was your Motiri. Motiri. When you see a woman speaking like this in front of men, men are sitting on the grass and she's at the high table, she's the one speaking. Don't worry about the woman. Ask yourself, what is happening with the man in that society? The weakness is so bad in Kikuyu land. You not only find it now in Wamoradha's Kiambu, you find it in Waigoro's Kirinyaga. There is a video of a younger Waigoro way back when, 9 years ago, talking to these Kirinyaga men, and they are seated on the grass. They are crying back to her that every time you see a woman, she's this big and she's this healthy, and the command is finyiriwa like this, which is a replicated picture in millions of times in Kikuyu land. Everywhere you look, the woman looks like Wamuradha. The guy is amefinyiriwa hivi, anakaa kama mfanyikazi wa hiyo nyumba. He's the husband. He's the father. Hana sauti. He shoulders hazijawahi simama hivi, inakaaga hivi, defeated like this. Responsibility without authority is slavery. That weakness is so bad, it spread to Embu. Embu are the Meru cousins. That woman they were trying to impeach multiple times because there are no men. It has spread all the way to the Kikuyu Kiangwashe in Rift Valley. In Nakuru, the governor is a Kikuyu, is a Kikuyu woman. In Naivasha, another Kikuyu country, the senator is a woman. Don't worry about the woman. Don't worry about Kiheka. Don't worry about the Keroche woman. Ask yourself, what is happening with the men? Why is Mr. Keroche not the senator? Why is it the Mrs. is the senator? The weakness of the man is the one that brings the uprise of the women to occupy a space that was left vacant. And when that woman is at the helm, you heard it first. I wish everybody could understand what she was saying in Kikuyu. She puts herself first. So you were 22, 23, 24, 25. Learn to put yourself first. Let that be part of your psyche. Me first. This stupid boy here in Arahu Akbar country, 23, sending his hard-earned money from construction sites in Qatar to a 25-year-old bitch, 7,000 kilometers away. He does not know how to love himself. He cannot put himself first, because where would he have known how to put himself first? And yet what is glorified is the slavery that comes with putting everybody else first except yourself. That's what has been glorified. This one here is the bad message. This one here is going to end up in the toxic masculinity shelves. Sio mimi. Hapana mimi. Can never be me. And the Kenodia will apologize with flowers. Yes. That's what I was embodying in that song. That this guy she's waiting. A normal human being in a relationship with you would start getting ready for the anniversary, would start getting ready for the birthday, would start getting ready for Mother's Day. She will make the appointments and reservations. No, she's waiting for you to forget. That's what I told you. I cannot allow any woman to play mind games on me, because what category have she put you in for her to sit there, not make appointments, not make reservations, not order things for the anniversary, for the birthday, for whatever it is, but sit there and wait you to forget? Why would you be sharing even the same air with a woman who does treat you like that? The reason women play mind games is to keep the man in tow, always chasing like a little doggy, like a little puppy, chasing after the woman. Hey, wacha niulize mama. Hey, wacha nikimbie nyumbani nisichelewe, mama atakasirika. Mama has mama. I have to check with mama. Mama. Why would I be in that situation, if even for exchange of eternity in heaven? Why? Unajua leo I was sleeping on the couch because I forgot it was her anniversary. I forgot it's the day we met. It's the day you met your master, you fucking servant. Sleep on the couch and eat hungry. And by the way, your food is in the microwave, covered in a funny plastic. Nobody can celebrate you when you get home. You, the winner. You, the provider. Nobody can celebrate you when you show up, because you are a slave. How can you celebrate a servant? And now this has become the way of the married man. This one here, we need to report you someplace, spoiling the goodness of life. That's the life of the married man. He's so far gone. He does not have a problem with that situation he has put himself in. He has a problem with me pointing it out because he cannot see a way out of it. Because he ceded his power, his authority, his leadership, his greatness, his honor to this thing that sleeps with a bonnet and t-shirt ya sengenge, smelling like that thing she never takes off of her hair. And the guy is there wishing for a better life that she'll never know, because this one does not give him that which was promised in marriage. 78% of American white men are the ones leading in OnlyFans. I think the number is 87. 87% of subscribers on OnlyFans are married men. The ones that were promised the real thing that they are seeing in simulation. Because they give the power to the woman. It can never be me. That one I know for sure. I don't know a lot of things, but that one is certainty. Erickson, IQ, my hair is at risk. Unanimaliza na knowledge. Thanks pelekea iwanyanye. Iwanyanye ndiye alizaa mama yako, ndio mama yako akakuzaa. Go start with thanks with iwanyanye. Me nitumie mpesa. My number is pinned here. Thanks pelekea pastor mwenye nakukulia bibi. Me, I don't need your thanks. I need to see mpesa. I'm not your circus monkey. There, I have pinned the number. Thanks, pelekea, you African Christian God. God, we thank you for helping us cross the road safely. There's a song I created of the fantasy of the woman when she wants the man. She knows she's set when she can get that man. There is a section there when she imagines that they even have 2 children in a beautiful, nice little bungalow. And when the guy comes home, the children runs to welcome daddy home and say, "Daddy, daddy, daddy." But only in the fantasy. In the real world, she turns the kids against the dad. Love You From Afar is the name of the song. Love You From Afar. In Swahili, nakupenda kwa mbali, or nitakupenda kwa mbali, one of those names. You guys have God to learn from on how to put yourself first. The part of God that you don't want to face. This guy gives you condition to worship him, to beg him for all your needs, because he is the provider. He is the source of everything you need. And if you want anything, you come to me proper. And every day you wake up breathing, you come to me and thank me for giving you the life. Thank you for the shelter, thank you for the food, thank you for the safety, everything. That God, you know how to thank him for that. But in your own house, you cannot be that God.
I made it. This is my night.
No, that's not the one I want to play. Nakupenda kwa mbali. The fantasy in a woman when she needs the man. And then when she gets the man, she forgets. Because you did not lead her. So she occupies the empty space and she takes over. She brings her God. She brings her rules. Now you're following her behind. being careful not to overshadow her. Because mama, ngoja kwanza niulize mama. Sasa hiyo siwezi fanya sababu sidhani kama mama anakubali. You even self-censor yourself because you already know the things that cannot pass the smell test of mama. Nakupenda kwa mbali.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Moyo wangu unadunda kila ninapopona, natamani nikuambie, lakini mdomo wambaki kimya. Unapita tu kando yangu, hata utambui mimi nipo, na mimi niko hapa. Nakupenda kwa mbali, kila tabasamu lako inayeyusha roho yangu. Kila napokaa nikikuangalia, mawazo yananiingia. Jamewa ana mpenzi, lakini hata hivyo haibadilishi nia yangu, kwa sababu bado ninakutamani, bado nakupenda kwa mbali. Ninajiona tu niko na wewe, tunatembea mkono kwa mkono, tunacheka pamoja mpaka jua linatua. Unanishika kwa upole, unaniambia maneno matamu. Ninaona siku ya harusi yetu, nimevalia gauni jeupe. Kila mtu ananiangalia, lakini macho yangu yako kwako peke. Moyo wangu unaruka kila siku katika ndoto hizi. Naona tuko na mtoto wa kiume na wa kike. Tunaishi kwenye nyumba ndogo ya kifahari. Kila unapofika nyumbani wanakukimbilia wakikuita baba, lakini ukweli unanirudisha pale pale, kafe ile ile, kiti kile kile, na kuangalia tu. Bado niko hapa nikikupenda kwa mbali.
And then you domesticate her, you bring her to your domain, and then you cede all the powers to her. You pedestalize her, and you start worshiping her. You make her your star, and she has no chance, no option other than to turn you into her fan. Responsibility without authority is servitude. Queen Odoge. Anything else? 2 hours, 28 minutes. I think we are done. What have we tackled today? You're 23 in Allahu Akbar country. You have a 25-year-old girlfriend back home. Become her slave. Umbwa wewe. Maybe it's not yours. Maybe it's not yours. I made the same mistake. I'm talking to myself from the past. I stood up. I said, you want to tell me there is a God in heaven, there is a devil in hell that says this is what I'm going to go through from this point on for the next 70 years. You want to tell me that there is a God in heaven that has committed the rest of my life to this? I told her, go to that God and tell her to go to hell. Go to that devil and tell him to go fuck himself. I'm out. Look at me now. Screaming at strangers with all the freedom the world can offer. I secured the homeland because that's what mattered, so that I can create an environment that is conducive for the growth and prosperity of the people who matter in my life. Those people are called me. First. And those people are called my children, that have nothing to do with this dysfunction. Now, I'm thriving and my children are thriving because I put myself first. I said, I don't give a fuck what religion says. I don't give a fuck what family member says. I don't give a fuck what the society says. I don't give a fuck what friends say. I choose me. And from this point on, me first. I have never deviated from that choice. And I've never looked back. Me first. It would have been very easy for the other person to copy my me first thing. But you know, they were not there for them first. They were there to make sure that I am not first. Because then everything else would be taken care of. If I don't put myself first, then the default take precedence. Nope. 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 If there were cameras those days, there were no cameras those days. If they had taken a picture of me at that time, I looked twice as old as I look now. I have gone back like David, who said, God, if I pursue my enemies, am I going to overcome them? And am I going to recover everything I have lost? And the Lord said, I shall be with you. You shall recover and regain all. Look at me now.